Rain put a damper on some weekend plans. Check out the scene at the North Wilkesboro Speedway from yesterday. The weather forcing the track to delay the truck series until this morning at 11:30. Tickets from both Saturday and Sunday will be honored today, but Brittany, better conditions.
Yes, still expecting to see some clouds right now. You, of course, will see them if you're looking outside. However, a different view from a different track, but check this out. Charlotte Motor Speedway, seeing that little bit of blue, sun trying to peek through, and that will kind of be the case again this morning. We're transitioning from a cloudy start to eventually a mostly cloudy by lunchtime, early afternoon, and then partly cloudy as we end the day. I do not anticipate any rain issues today. Again, nothing like yesterday. The quick downpours, of course, when you have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere like what we had yesterday, which we of course talking about the flooding, how rainy it has been so far in the month of May. Tonight, though, partly cloudy, temperatures cooler, upper 60s, lower 70s by 8 o'clock. Again, this evening, I do not anticipate any problems there for the All-Star race. But if you're up in, or I guess down in rather, southwestern York County, Chester, southwestern Lancaster County, still seeing some light rain out there right now. And that's because that's where really the frontal boundary is still set up. As it shifts further south, we will eventually see that high pressure move back in. This will allow for a more sinking motion of air and suppress a little bit of that storm activity and shower activity as we enter again the second half of today and into really most of the early half of the work week. Now you will see one spot though that we could see some of that light rain, some patchy drizzle linger, and that will be up in the mountains. This is oftentimes a possibility here when we've seen a lot of wet ground really over the past few days, is that moisture still lingers on the ground. And so even as high pressure moves back in, we eventually see some of that patchy fog, some lingering moisture, and even some of that drizzle at the higher elevations. Of course, they're higher elevated, so they're closer to the cloud base. And so we'll see a few little sprinkles here linger through tonight. Again, not expected to be an issue there for Wilkes County. And we'll actually see this potential again heading into Monday. But for most of the Piedmont, we're expected to be dry by this afternoon. Night's game, of course, looking fantastic. First pitch at 1 o'clock. Dry, 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 and more dry air. It will be less humid today than where we have been the last few days. Not as really nice and comfortable as last weekend, so I don't want you to be fooled when I say lower humidity. It's not, completely low like last weekend, which is really a treat in the month of May, of course, but it will be dry overall in terms of lesser humidity than the past few days, and of course no rain expected across the Charlotte area. When you look at your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, again, today in the afternoon is still a treat, especially with the drier air and temperatures in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, we start off the work week near 80. We're eventually back in the mid to upper 80s by Tuesday, Wednesday. As we look ahead to the middle part of the week, we eventually do transition back into a more humid and muggy pattern and bring back in that chance of storms. Looking ahead to Memorial Day weekend, right now that stormy pattern does look to continue, very typical for the month of May. Right now, it's too early to know whether or not we exactly will see storm potential linger Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It's still about a week out, but right now it does look like the stormy pattern will at least stick around for the next 6 to 10 days off and on. But at least right now it doesn't look like we'll see the pattern we saw last year, which of course was 55, cloudy, and rain off and on for the entirety of the weekend. In your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, you of course will see that return by Friday and Saturday. We'll provide updates, of course, and fine tune this forecast for you throughout the week.